Well, look at you, working away like a busy bee. Oh, did I startle you, stone carver? Many apologies. Please, don't stop your work on my account. It's always so breathtaking to watch you work. Although it's certainly better when you're actually working with materials that are worthy of your skill. I mean, limestone from the local hills? Really? This stuff is porous as a sponge and wears down in the rain in just a few years. Honestly, I'd be shocked if it took plaster well for molds to cast a more worthwhile metal piece from. And even if it did, you and I both know the sharpness of dwarven cut granite or the polish of gnome harvested marble would transfer clearer and cleaner into a mold. This is like watching Da Vinci finger paint. Still impressive, certainly, but pathetic when compared to what could be done with the proper medium. Ah, yes. That's the rub, isn't it? Good stone isn't cheap, and yet nobody wants to pay much for work done in cheap stone, no matter how good it is. And so you're caught in a catch-22. Not enough money to buy the good stone you need, yet simultaneously needing the good stone to actually get the money your work is worth. Trapped in a financial paradox, barely keeping your head above water. Rent having just risen on this workspace and apartment you use. Running out of money and time, what on earth is a burgeoning artist to do? That's right, Carver. Get alone. Alone enough to cover a good block of stone. Stone good enough that you were certain you could sell it for much more than you'd need. You were smart about it, too. Didn't go to any of those skeevy goblin loan sharks. Didn't even risk a high-interest arrangement with one of your human banks. No. You went directly to the best option. The only option for anyone who wants ultimate security and fair dealings in any and all financial endeavors. You went to a dragon's bank. My bank. My hoard with lending. It was a good call, really. No other place in the world has the kind of interest or repayment plans we do. Backed by the wrath of a dragon and all, we can afford to be generous with our lending. After all, when you can guarantee full payment one way or another, why not be generous? Of course, you had a bit of a problem actually getting the loan, didn't you? Because generous doesn't mean negligent. And even for the comparatively small sum you are asking for, banks don't tend to consider a starving artist barely making ends meet as a safe investment. Lucky for you, I happened to be visiting that day when you started to leave, carrying that beautiful little statuette you'd carved as an example of your work. With a hoard as ancient and varied as mine, I immediately recognized the work of a young, still growing master sculptor. Unlike my simple but diligent clerks, I could see exactly how valuable you and your artwork would be one day. And after hearing the amount you needed, well, it's not an exaggeration to say that what is a potentially life-changing amount of money for you is but paltry change to me. And so off you went, thanking me profusely before you rushed out the door, determined to begin your work right away. You know, I'd almost forgotten about you until I saw that little financial report you sent in. Not required of you, of course, but very appreciated for our bookkeeping. And I was positively delighted to see that you'd found a buyer for the piece willing to pay far beyond what you needed. Enough to pay off your loan. And enough to afford new materials, even pay your rent. You just needed to wait for the ship carrying your work to make it to the buyer. And then an intermediary, my bank of course, would release the buyer's funds to you. Then you'd be able to meet our very, very strict payment deadlines. And I could start thinking about when I might commission my new favorite sculptor for some new masterpieces to add to my hoard. Of course, life never does turn out the way you want it to, does it? Because just when you are about to finally complete the single most important sale of your life, disaster struck. The ship was accosted by speedboat pirates, and your sculpture was lost mid-transit. Either sank into the deep or sold off to some wealthy oligarch, leaving your client with product undelivered. And though it wasn't your fault, you without any payment to speak of. All while the first due date on your loan crept ever closer. Tell me, precious Carver, do you remember what the agreement said about what would happen if you missed even a single payment on this loan? Since it was so high risk for our end of things. That's right. Either all the money you owed us would come due immediately, and if you couldn't pay, the bank, and therefore I, would take immediate ownership of whatever you possess that has the highest value. What do you think that will be? What could you have that could be worth even an inkling of my time? You're right, sweetheart. Today isn't your due date. Tomorrow is. And I can see you're hard at work trying to pay me back what you owe. Honest to a fault as you are. After all, you must have done what, 10 full sculptures today already? The place is nearly choked with lingering limestone dust from all the sculpting you've been doing. And they really are nice pieces, sweetheart. But we both know that even if you have buyers for all of these pieces, which I doubt, they still won't add up to more than half of your first payment. And you can forget about coming anywhere near the full amount that will be due the moment you can't pay. So, I'm here a little early, yes. Not to take possession of anything, not yet. Not until the clock strikes midnight, at least. No. Instead, I'm just here to inspect. Scout out the quality and condition of what is about to become mine. Ooh. Oh, and what a delightful addition it will be. Oh, what am I taking? Well... Whoa, Carver, easy. It's going to be okay. Deep breaths. You're shaking so hard you look like you're about to collapse. No need to be so worried, precious Carver. You dealt in good faith with us. Luck, fate, and pirates just didn't go your way. It happens. The bank isn't going to send anybody to break your legs or anything. We both know you'll cooperate peacefully, won't you? That's right. You'll hand over what you owe us. Owe me. Nice and quietly come the morning. Won't you, Carver? Ah, yes. I suppose I didn't finish telling you what I'm taking. Well, you see, I have my eyes set on the most priceless, beautiful thing in this entire studio of yours. You, sweet Carver. You. And all the wondrous talent in these two tiny human hands. Hands that look so fragile while held like this, in my scaled and taloned grasp. Oh, that hitch in your breath. You weren't expecting that, After I have decided that I do not require new masterpieces for a time, I will allow subsequent pieces to be placed upon the open market. Perhaps I will also allow a select few to submit commissions to you for works. Of course, you shall only do the ones you consider worthy of your talents. Well, you and everything you earn or produce might now belong to me, but it would be a cold day in the 9 hells that I force an artist to compromise on their artistic integrity or vision. You will create what your heart wants, because anything else would dim the glimmer of my newest treasure. No, my dear. No, I don't make it a habit of taking people into my hoard. There was one before you, an abandoned babe that I laid claim to and raised as if they were my own hatchling. But no, I have not ever taken any sapient as collateral before. The contract you signed was standard, of course, but normally people have something valuable to part with that is of a more physical nature. It was only pure lucky happenstance that the only valuable thing you possess is a talent that cannot be separated from your person. Oh yes, very lucky, my treasure. Because I get a near-endless supply of my new favorite artist's work and a cute new focus for my attention. Shh. Hold that stuttering thought, my blushing treasure. Do you hear that? Yes, the clock tower ringing for midnight. You know what that means, treasure. Yes. Payment is due. and you're all mine.
Hey, AJ here. Did you like that audio? Well, hit that like button down below, or subscribe if you haven't. I mean, what are you waiting for? You want me to beg for it? Alright, please, please, please give me what I want. What I need. Thank you. Did that work? Hey, don't click away. Hey, stop it. Hey.